So in my previous discussion, I did say that I wanted to kind of go deeper into the squad control and team control discussion, and I just want to offer some ideas to the devs that are currently working on the next Ghost Recon title, some ideas and some input from me on how we could make the team controls in the next Ghost Recon game be absolutely perfect and really like heighten the game and bring a level of strategy back to this franchise, because I feel like Ghost Recon's lost a bit of its identity over the years. We've lost a bit of that strategic identity that Ghost Recon was once all about. And I really do think that if we were to take the best aspects of the original Ghost Recon game and all the Ghost Recon games that followed. So basically you look at the franchise as a whole and you take all the amazing elements that worked, you strip those out, and then you smush them together, and then that's how you bake the next game. All right, the next Ghost Recon game. Now, specifically with the squad features and the team controls or the squad controls, however you want to call it, in my last video I said I would go a little bit deeper, and mostly what I wanted to just do is have a nice little discussion, okay, nice relaxed discussion. So that's why we're kind of keeping it chill today. You know, I'm talking a little lower, we're just relaxing, no one needs to get too excited here, and really that's kind of the vibe I'm after today. It's kind of a rainy day outside, so I think it's bringing that a little bit out of me. So yeah, I'm a little bit calmer today, as you can tell. So yeah, all right, so with the team controls, what I think would work best is a two-tier system that allows you to use the D-pad on your controller to use your typical 4 command systems. All right, so we're going to use the D-pad. Continue to use it for your hold, your go there, your shoot, and your regroup. Okay. The two-tier system comes in where you have a secondary menu system that comes up, and that brings up a map of the area you're in. So we bring up this map, just like in the GRAW games, and now you have a nice landscape view. Maybe you can make it 3D view, bring back that cross-comm that Ghost Recon was all about, and work that futuristic tech back into these team controls, okay? So basically what I'm saying is pull what was working in GRAW 1 and 2 and bring that system into the next Ghost Recon game, okay? Now, with that said, I want it also to be a little bit like the first original Ghost Recon, because again, I think that in the next Ghost Recon game, we should be able to command at least 3 teams. But say they don't do that. Say they continue with the typical like three guy squad plus you, so it's just 4-man team and you have to command only 3 dudes. Say it's just that, that's fine, whatever. Say they just go with that. We should still be able to have a little bit of more complexity to the command systems that are in the game. So, like I said, D-pad for all your basic commands, and then you bring up a secondary command wheel, and that would allow you to branch off into more complex controls, like say formations. Maybe we can have 4 or 5 formations thrown into that wheel. They can get some military advisors to figure out what formations would work best in this game. Now, the cross-comm, how could we actually work this in and not just have it as like a visual skin accessory? Well, basically, again, we revert back to what worked in GRAW and GRAW 2, and we apply that to the next Ghost Recon game, like I've already said. So you bring out a TAC map that actually gives you amazing, incredible details, okay? Terrain, 3D viewing of the terrain of your environment, and then allowing you to set up movement paths via GR1 style and work that into the GRAW 2 command system, and then you work that into your open world modern day GR game with your D-pad controls and your weapon wheel system and your command wheel system. Okay, so basically just refreshing those wheel systems to have more options when it comes to your team controls. You guys remember in Wildlands how you could call in airstrikes, you can call in more dudes. Similar to that, except I'm looking for even more complexity in those controls, like I suggested, formations, okay? And this is why I always recommend that the devs for Ghost Recon or any devs for any squad-based tactical shooter in the future, any dev who ever works on a game like this needs to look at Operation Flashpoint, because Operation Flashpoint to me is like it's like a team control Bible that devs should study, because they did such an incredible job at working all these complex things into a controller, into the hands of a console player, which I know is very difficult. I know it's very, very hard to do that, and that's why we don't have that many tech shooters on consoles, and that's why PC gets the full breadth of all the cool games and the cool shit, because on PC, look, we got like a million fucking keys here that we could, map to anything. So it's amazing to play games on PC, sure, but then the console community, the console crowd feels like they're getting kind of like a dumbed down version. So I really think that if Ghost Recon can adapt what it used to do and fuse it together with what it's trying to do in the modern day, we will have such a brilliant, beautiful control system. And this 2-tier system would really allow you to have that TAC map, to have that working cross-comm that we used to have, and actually have it, feel like it's baked in to what the game's trying to do, the message that the game's delivering. And to ultimately have that strategic element back in the series, because Ghost Recon is about strategy, similar to what the old Rainbow Six games used to be. You would strategize how you're going to tackle each level, how you're going to tackle this area that you've been placed in, and really getting into the specifics of the teammates and how they act. Like, we really do need teams, we really do need like AI teammates who, if you tell them to go against this wall, they need to go against the wall and they need to stick to that wall. We should be able to tell our guys which way I want to direct their fire. If I want a guy like a support unit to be just a suppressing unit and he has an LMG, I want him to be able to stay put against a wall, and I want to be able to direct his fire to a certain direction so that he can suppress and I can get my other guys to go wrap around and flank or do whatever, So I'm looking for team controls that also separate each individual unit that you are working with. And like I said earlier, I don't care if we're commanding 3 teams of 4 or if we're commanding only 1 team of our little 4-man squad team. I don't care what it is. We should have to be able to break up commands into each individual unit. And on top of that, bring in some formations for the entire team. And then again, allow us to set up movement paths, okay? And the movement paths thing was something that we could do in GR1, and it was something that we were able to do in the old Rainbow Six games, okay? You didn't even, in the old Rainbow Six games, I don't know if you guys remember, I know I don't really talk about them too much here, but I am a guy who's played them, okay? I've played them all right? So, well, actually not all of them, I played most of the Rainbow Six games, not all of them, sorry. But anyways, in those games, you could literally set up your dudes to clear a level and you didn't have to fire a single round. Like, I'm telling you, there's a level of strategy to these games at their heart and at their core. And these modern day games are not delivering that meat and potatoes, man. Like, that used to be what we turned these games on for. We didn't turn on Ghost Recon to stealth headshot every guy we come across and then, get our little fixing in and that's it. And we walk away all happy because we got to stealth headshot every single character at a little camp. No, this isn't Far Cry, man. This is Ghost Recon. I should be walking away from my game session feeling like, wow, man, I can't believe I beat that fucking level. That was a hard-ass level. I spent a week trying to do it. I've tried so many different formations and ways to tackle it, and I finally did it. And you feel so good, So that's what I want, I don't know. I don't know how else to describe this feeling, but I know that there's a lot of you who are like me. So, I really do want to push for that level of strategy back and having these team controls that are actually way better than what we're currently getting in these 2 modern day open world Far Cry Ghost Recons. Then you guys will, seriously, you will love it. And as I suggested in previous discussions, you don't need to use these complex team controls, because Ghost Recon at its heart nowadays, and I'm fully on board with this, is you play it the way you want. You should be able to stealth headshot an entire camp and only do that if that's only what you want to do. But you should also be able to strategize and have your team controls and have your nice strategy squad-based tactical shooter experience too, on top of that, for when you are in the mood for that. So Ghost Recon is all about playing it your style, and it's all about you tackling objectives the way you want. But we should be having these options because it'll make the game better, and it'll make the game something that people want to play, talk about, and share with friends, and actually bring this game to the height that it deserves. Because the Ghost Recon series has been in the dumps recently, and it's only because of the way Ubisoft has treated the franchise over the years. They really did cut down some of the longtime fans in favor of modern day gamers who are, a little less patient, I think. And I think I can confidently say that. And I'm not trying to put anyone down. I'm not trying to say if you're a young kid, you're not patient and it's your fault. No. I don't want to come across like that, because that's not the case. Because, there's old guys like me who are also impatient. Some days I'm not patient. I got to be honest, man. Sometimes I want to play Ghost Recon, but I don't want to strategize and do all that shit. Sometimes I like to just fucking kick back and do some headshot stealth. But Ghost Recon is not about crouch walking everywhere and headshotting in the dark. It's not, okay? Sure, you feel cool doing it. You feel it's fun, it's satisfying, but there's got to be more to it, okay? There's got to be more to it, because you can crouch walk and headshot in any stealth game, and you're gonna get that same basic experience. So Ghost Recon shouldn't be about that. All right, Ghost Recon should really be about the strategy. It should be about the team controls. It should be about working and really, like, you know, having that fucking satisfying finish. How could you feel satisfied after, like, stealth headshotting 15 guys in a camp versus tackling a very complex mission with objectives that could go wrong and enemies who are smart and very capable of taking you out? You know, and it's really up to you how you navigate that hard little level that you're put in. But I feel like in these modern Ghost Recon games, there's not really that level of difficulty. I think what this inclusion of these team controls is going to do is that it's gonna have to open the door up to even out the playing field. And when I say even out the playing field, I mean that the enemy AI is going to have to also kind of, you know, they're gonna have to craft an enemy AI that can really stand up to these team control players, because the players like me who are going to opt in for those team controls, we're going to need an enemy AI that really can adapt to what you're trying to do, or else we're going to have these AI guys just kind of standing in their typical predetermined movement paths and standing posts and stuff. So, you know, it's going to be this weird thing if they don't do it correctly, where if they implement these systems to the player and they give the player all this control, but then the enemy AI isn't up to the same level and up to the same speed, it might create too easy of a game. But we'll see how they balance that, you know. Sorry, so similar to what the Spartan mod has done for the open world Breakpoint game, which really elevated the experience for players such as myself who were able to actually enjoy it. I think working in some of that harder gameplay mixed in with these team controls, really, you're going to get such an incredible game that fans have been hungry for a decade, man. Like, we have not had a game like this in so long. So I think really if we can bring in those team controls that work really well in the past, look at games like Operation Flashpoint as a fucking Bible on how to do things right, and just do more and have the teams, like the AI, be smart, okay? Not wander around when you ask them to regroup. Now, when you say hold, they start running in different directions. They don't even hold. Like, come on, we need to really get that shit under wraps there, okay? So these are my thoughts. This was kind of a messy discussion. I understand that. I don't script these videos. These are just me setting up a mic and talking and sharing my thoughts. So I like to do that. I like to have more of a chill discussion. If I'm reading a fucking script, which was what I used to do 3 years ago when I first started, because I was nervous and I couldn't even imagine sharing thoughts without a script. I just don't like scripts, guys. I'm not going to do them anymore. So my style is to do discussions, and you know, they come from the heart, they come from my head in the moment. In the I wake up today and I have these thoughts, and that's when I start recording. Okay, so it's all genuine from me. So this is what I want from you now. I want your genuine thoughts, unfiltered. You can get straight to the point. You don't got to blab on as much as me. But please share those comments, share your thoughts. I know devs are watching. I know they are. Okay, they can pretend they're not, but they're definitely seeing what's going on in the space around them. You know, like, think of it, man. Imagine you're a dev working on a game, and you might, in your free time, you check out what the YouTubers are saying. You check out what the guys on the internet are saying, right? I mean, someone's bound to be here, and I think it's crucial that they come check by and they see what everyone's saying. So please, thank you guys for watching. Please do leave your comments, and thanks again for being here. All right, take it easy. Ciao.